I got my
Oh,
microphone and everything.
yes, you do. Welcome, everybody, to 15 Minutes of Love. I'm your host, Alona Pamplona. And for those of you who haven't been here before, this is the Facebook, YouTube show that I created to remind everyone that in this environment, well, all we have is a lot of hate and fear going around. We can contribute to a conversation, a positive conversation, in at least 15 minutes of love. And today, my guest is a beautiful soul that I met while I was out in leadership in California, who's here to, tell us a little bit more. I think one of the topics we talked about, Katie, was resilience. So first of all, Katie, please introduce yourself. What do you do? And the answer to the question that everyone gets, which is, how would you define love?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for having me. So, okay, so I'm Katie Cianci. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a holistic therapist, a psychotherapist. So I have a therapy practice where I really focus on mind, body, spirit healing because it's all connected.
Yes, it is.
I also created a Love Seed, which is a coaching business. So I teach people about resilience, how to be resilient, and how to live on purpose. And so, in order for us to live on purpose, we get to take care of ourselves. We get to take care of our mind,
Mm,
body, and spirit. We nurture ourselves.
yeah.
So, I'm all about self love, self nurturing, all of that, self compassion, like you.
Yes.
I love it all because we need to be kind to ourselves, especially right now when we have so much going on. And so, love, what does love mean to me? I experience love when I'm
Mm,
connecting with someone, anyone, also with nature. I just feel like love is connection.
I love it.
So that's how I define it. We can connect with ourselves, we can connect with others, we can connect with nature. That's how I experience love.
Oh my goodness. And I love that you said that. So it's interesting because every guest will have a different take on it, a different way of looking at it, and a different like frequency, for lack of a better phrase. Some people will be very philosophical about it, and some people will be more religious or spiritual about it. Some of them will be more literal about like their relation to others when it comes to experience of love. But I do love that idea of like, not, like when I think of connection, I think of not being separate from something else, right? Not like lone wolfing and not being separate, like being in with others, with not just ourselves. But even in connecting with ourselves, there's a sense of there's something within us that we are that's more than just what we experience. I don't know, it's just like a bigger thing, it just gets really big and juicy. So thank you for that.
Yeah, it reminds me of oneness, right? Like oneness.
Yes.
We are all one. And I feel like right now, especially with coronavirus, is that we all are experiencing oneness. We are all experience a moment of suffering. We also have moments of joy and connection.
Yeah.
And that is something that we all are experiencing. This is not just something that one person is experiencing. We're all experiencing this together. So it's an opportunity for us to connect as one
Yeah.
on this planet.
Heart chakra energy. Yeah.
Yes, I
For
love heart
sure.
chakra.
I know. I feel like we're gonna be able to go into that, and since we weren't able to go live, but we'll talk about that in a bit. So resilience is one of your specialties, and I feel like to be able to connect with the feeling of love with oneself and the world, one needs to be able to bounce back and and grow and learn from situations that are really difficult. When I think of resilience, I think of this like going through a difficult time to get bigger, to get better, to get stronger, to grow. So that's kind of like the image that comes up for me. So tell me what inspired you to work with resilience.
Well, one of the things I mean, there's like, I'm going to tell you my story, my quick story, since it's 15 minutes. But as a child, I experienced a lot of adverse experiences. So traumas, multiple losses, starting when I was really just like 18 months old when my sister died. So
Mm,
she died in a car accident. She was 4. She was hit by a car. And so it just completely shifted everything in our family. In fact, it led to a divorce with my parents. And so after that, there was a series of other events that came up. And one of the things that people would say to me is like, wow, like they hear my story. They're like, wow, you're so resilient. And I'm thinking, and I said, well, thank you. I feel like we're all resilient. I mean, we really are. But a lot of times we don't give ourselves that credit. But some people just tend to be, and there's research on this, tend to be just more naturally resilient, I guess. But also I learned a lot about resilience from therapist, my school counselor, one of my family, my dad, my mom, both of them, they're so incredibly resilient. And when I see that in my patients, when I work with my patients on therapy, is I see their resilience. I mean, I used to do a lot more with addiction. I don't do as much now. Mostly I work with people with trauma and anxiety, stress,
Mm.
burnout. That's what burnout, right? We can all relate to that.
Oh, I think these days it can.
Yeah. So people with addiction, a lot of people that I worked with addiction had trauma. Like majority of them had some sort of attachment, meaning with their primary caregiver, some sort of trauma with that, or just a trauma. Then we also have people with trauma who are incredibly resilient. I mean, their stories are remarkable, and how they're being able to have the courage to continue no matter what has happened. And so I'm reminded of that, of how resilient we are as human beings. And so I like to help nurture that for people. I like to help people understand, like, look at how resilient you are. Look at your strengths, because, we can look back at our past experiences and think, what did you do to get through that? And when you can go back and look, you're like, yeah, I did this and that. And it's like, yeah. And so when we're in a moment like this, where a lot of people, it's adversity, this is a crisis. I'm not going to say it's not, it is. And so a lot of people can tend to revert to what's comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they might go for a drink, or, let's just say it. I love eat food. For me, it's
I
food.
was gonna say eating.
I love sugar and chocolate. So, so I go towards that, right? We
Right.
all have our thing. And so, but at the same time, if we do too much of it, it can cause damage, right, to us long term and the people around us. So what we can do is like remember the things that were healthy that we did to work through it, and also learn new tools, because there's a lot of things you can learn. And I teach that. I teach people some of the tools that I use with my own patients, but also I've used for myself. And one of them is meditation and yoga and being out in nature, mindfulness. Those are just some of the tools that I love to use. And connection, dancing. I love to
Mm.
dance. I love dancing in my living room or wherever.
I love that you said that, because so first of all, my master's is in health and wellness coaching, and my concentration was a very long name that basically boiled down to like a fancy way of saying mindfulness. And I love how, like, when I say that, people think like mindfulness is, and I say this in almost every episode, everyone thinks mindfulness is like sitting in the beach in your Lululemon pants, like burning. It's like nothing. It's like, for me, mindfulness starts with awareness and breath. Like, it's just like, hey, I don't like being aware. Hey, I don't feel well, and just stating it. Being able to be aware that I don't feel well, or something's wrong, or something seems off. So for me, mindfulness is like presence, is a presence. So, and what I loved about that you have these tools, and that there's such a wide breadth of ways of expressing the resilience, or like tapping into the resilience, right? Like, it could be more static, where you're like, just sitting and just being unaware, like being like taking a moment to be present, or it could be embodied dancing, it could be like yoga. And I love that, because not everyone's gonna want to do yoga, not everyone's gonna want to dance, but what I'm hearing is that you provide your clients a wide range of tools to create the connection that you relate to love.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And to be courageous, right? To try new things, to be vulnerable. I think that's the other part too, is like we get to be courageous right now. Right now, and courageous, when I think of being courage is doing things that are hard, that are difficult. You don't want to do it, to be able to face fear and go for it anyway, right? To continue through it. And I feel like that's a big part of resilience, is courage. Being able to say, okay, this is tough right now, and I don't like it, especially some of the kids out there. Like my son is 10, and he's like, I hate this. Like, I don't get to see my friends. And I'm like, yeah, I get it. I feel like that too. I don't like this. And so let's acknowledge it, be aware, I don't feel good, this doesn't feel good. Don't try to put it away, because when we try to like say that's not happening, then we're invalidating our feelings and the other person's feelings. We can
Mm.
acknowledge it. If we acknowledge and have awareness, validate, and then we can shift into, okay, so now what can we do? What
Yeah.
can we do? We can call your friend on FaceTime. That's what we can do. What
I
can we
love
do?
this. I love this because this is also like there I love how like every person has a different modality, has a different specialty, but it all comes down to these common threads, right? And one of the common threads is also that when you tap into the frequency of love,
Yeah.
possibilities arise. You
Yes.
cannot create possibilities when you're not in the frequency of love. That's like been a common theme. Like once you get this, then all this happens. Oh, go figure. I love it.
Yeah.
So
Love. I love love. That's
I
why I created a
know.
business called A Love Seed, because
Oh my
I
gosh,
feel
that's
like,
right.
yeah, because we have love. I mean, it comes with the heart chakra, right? We're all born with that. And whenever we have a passion or purpose or connection, we feel it. And I mean, most of us feel it in our heart. We
Mm,
feel it right here because it's love. It's like that feeling of love. It's so powerful.
it
And
is
nothing can take that away
amazing.
unless we choose. We can,
Choice.
yeah.
That's a powerful motivator. So since we've got time, is it possible to leave our audience on Friday with a video of you giving a demonstration of one of your modalities?
Oh, yes. Yes, I would love to. So I can offer the Yoga Nidra,
That'd be great.
the iRest Yoga Nidra. So the iRest Yoga Nidra is powerful. I love it. So this is sleep yoga. So if people are like thinking they're getting their mats out, okay, you don't need to get your mats out. You can sit down, you can lie down, you can do this anywhere. And what I love about this, it's something that it's evidence-based. So this is something that they have researched with veterans with PTSD. And
Beautiful.
so they were able to create resilience from this, right? They were able to, it helps to calm your nervous system down. So if you feel a little sleepy, it's because we're activating I like to get a little nerdy here. We're activating the parasympathetic nervous system, right? So we're calming down the fight, flight, or freeze response
Yes.
with this practice. And we can do it in under 10 minutes. It's probably
Perfect.
gonna be about 7, okay? So before I get started though, I wanna just tell you one thing. So there's in here, I'm gonna talk about heartfelt desire. And so that's going to be anything that you want more. It's something you want more than anything else. And so our mind likes to go into thinking, and whatever comes up, just allow it to come up. So because we're only talking about it for a little bit. So it's a guided meditation. The other one is our inner resource. Our inner resource is something that we have access to. It's a person, place, experience, memory, um, a moment that you feel safe, secure, and at ease. And so I interweave that into this guided meditation.
Beautiful.
Okay, so go ahead and get started. We'll sit in a comfortable position. I always start with my little sound bowl or something like this. So I'll start with that. Allow yourself to settle into a comfortable position with your eyes open or closed, and welcome in the environment around you. The sounds, touch of air on your skin, sensations where your body touches the surface that's supporting it. Your entire mind and body settling into feeling at rest and at ease. Recall your heartfelt deepest desire, longing, or mission, perhaps for health, healing, or awakening. Affirm an intention that supports you in realizing your heartfelt desire during this practice or in your daily life. Welcome in your inner resource, an inner felt sense of ease, security, and well-being in this and every moment. And welcome sensations in your jaw, mouth, ears, eyes, forehead, and scalp, head, neck, and shoulders, arms, palms, and fingers, sensations in your torso and pelvis, hips, legs, and feet. Your entire body as a field of radiant sensation. And welcoming your experience just as it is, while affirming to yourself, I'm aware and at ease, secure and grounded. And welcome your body breathing and the sensation of your abdomen expanding and relaxing with each breath. And as you breathe, allowing your body to breathe, welcome in your felt sense of inner resource, of peace, ease, and well-being with each breath. Notice and welcome emotions and thoughts that are present in your body and mind without trying to change them, allowing your experience to be just as it is. And if helpful, welcome opposites of these emotions and thoughts. And actions you feel in harmony with yourself and the world around you. And welcome feelings of ease and well-being throughout your entire body and the joy of simply being. Perhaps even experiencing or seeing in your mind's eye an inner smile that radiates from your heart center all the way out through your body. And imagine going about your daily life, all the while awake and aware. This awareness in which all of life is unfolding. awareness, awake and aware of itself. And simply being. And as you're ready, open and close your eyes several times while welcoming your inner resource of feeling grounded, connected with yourself and the world around you, feeling secure and at ease. Just allowing your body to feel well-being as you move back into your daily life. So thank you.
Thank you. Wow. I feel, you know, I've been rushing through the day. I've been on call since it's 7 p.m. 7:30 p.m. almost my time, since 9 a.m. my time. And I feel like a lightness, like an increased lightness of being right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I love about this practice. I mean, there's a longer one where we really go into the breath, which I love because then you really get into that. But yeah, even in like less than 10 minutes, we can experience lightness.
Thank you for that gift. Thank you for that gift. That was gorgeous. I feel so lucky because I guess the viewers are going to be able to like go back to this on any day that they're like, they get to bookmark this and save this for like, I wonder like anyone who's watching, like if you're having a bad day, save this one, bookmark it, come back to it and listen to this meditation. Katie, that was awesome. Are there any other last minute thoughts that you want to share with people about connecting to love, connecting to themselves, resilience, or anything like that?
No, I just am. I see behind me my little reminder here. Do more of what makes you happy. So in these moments, like just I'd say like if you've got, even if you don't have the time, make the time to create these, whatever it is that brings you joy. Like recently I miss painting, so I've been bringing out my paints and like painting because it just brings me so much joy. So whatever brings you joy, bring it out.
It's a
Enjoy.
calling. It's a
Yeah.
calling to return to joy. I love it.
Yeah.
Where can everyone find you?
They can find me on a Love Seed. I have a page. I also have a Love Seed tribe
Okay.
that is for healers. I think you're part of it. I'm pretty sure.
Ah,
I think I've seen you on there. It's for healers and heart-centered leaders and entrepreneurs. It's all to like help you. I provide wellness tips and some meditations like this. So you can join that group. And then aloveseed.com. And I also, yeah, you can just message me and say hello. I'd love to get to know you and connect.
awesome. Awesome. And because this is being recorded, this is going to go on YouTube and then I'll share it into the group. So I'll tag you. So to make sure to feel free to put all your links there so anyone who's watching the replay can connect with you because this was just so heart-centered. So what a way to end a week. I know that we're all in quarantine, but I feel like some people are still working from home and some people are still dealing with the routine of having their kids like do work from home. And like, there's still this odd sense of doing. And so I feel like this is a great way to enter the weekend. So thank you, Katie.
Yeah. And kids love this, by the way. They love iRest Yoga Nidra. They love it. So
I love
share
it.
it.
Yes.
All
Feel free
right.
to tag anyone who's watching, feel free to tag a friend, share it, post it along. We'll be happy to spread the word. So thanks so much. And don't forget everybody, only love is real.